Okay, hi everyone. My name is Robin Sukia, and I head the Sweden-India Business Council. It's a pleasure to welcome you all, and especially pleasure to welcome Diva here from Perstorp. He's the MD of Perstorp in India. And we have, as you've probably seen before, we have this series called Make in India series. It is a collaboration between us and the Swedish Chamber of Commerce in India and the Indian Embassy and Invest India. And our idea is to showcase different companies, different sizes, different locations, and different angles, everything that has to do, which we have time to do actually in 1 hour, on how to set up a manufacturing plant, what are the issues, how do you overcome them, and also the positive effects, and could be from hiring, could be a lot of different things that we discuss during the hour. And you're more than welcome to join us with questions if there's anything that you wonder. I think you can just unmute yourself and shoot out your question. That's not an issue. And we will pick it up and answer as good as we can. So with that, Diva, I'm going to hand it over to you and take us forward on this fantastic journey which Perstorp has had. Perstorp, of course, is a very old company, a very renowned company, and with over 140 years of experience in these areas in special chemicals, so which you all know is a very, very important area today, and of course also looking at sustainability side of it. So it'll be very interesting to listen to you today, Diva. So I'll hand it over to you, and please take it forward.
Thank you, Robin and Arti. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity for sharing the Perstorp experience in India. And yes, if I go through, hope you all can see the screen.
Yes, looks very nice.
Perstorp is more than 140 years old company, and today the head office in Malmo. And our mission is that we are the sustainable solution provider focusing on the global just 1 minute. Global resin coatings, engineered fluid, and feed additives market. So engineered fluids is more covering the synthetic lubricants, aviation, metal cutting, and refrigeration, etc. And I will give a short briefing of Perstorp. In 2021, Perstorp is the world leader in several sectors of the specialty chemicals, and mainly formalin chemistries, plastics, and surface materials, etc. Since December 2005, Perstorp has been owned and controlled by Partners, a leading European private equity company, and further, in 2018, Perstorp was transferred to a new investment fund managed by Partners with the Landmark Partners. Presently, we are in about 26 countries and production plant, Europe, Asia, and North America, about 7 production sites, and sales representation in all major market. You can see the turnover in 2021 is about 13.5 billion SEK, and having near to 1,500 employees worldwide, 114 years of professional expertise. But here the Perstorp strength is that we are #1 position in 50% of our portfolio. Or if you see 80% of our portfolio coming from where Perstorp is #1, 2, or 3. Means we are playing in a very niche market. And you can see here we have 7 manufacturing sites globally. And the 8th one, you can see Saikia, India, where we will be sharing our experience in India when we're investing. And decision behind setting up a plant, a penta plant, pentaerythritol, the full name. Perstorp is a global market leader in this penta business since 1960. And the market demand for this product is steadily growing. Being global leader, it is Perstorp as a leader, we feel that it is our responsibility to discipline the market and to ensure not only increase the security of supply of current as well as new customers, but also further strengthen our position long-term as a sustainable and reliable partner. And today we have this Penta plant, one plant in US, two plant in Europe. So this is the third plant we are planning in Asia. And if you put it an overall summary of this investment, it is about 40,000 ton pentaerythritol and 26,000 ton calcium formate. Manufacturing site with required utilities at Saika Industrial Estate in investment of about 1 billion SEK. The groundbreaking was in November 2019 with a schedule of 24 months completion, but it is delayed 1 year due to COVID lockdown, which impacted to us also like all others. You can see the groundbreaking ceremony. Our CEO, Jan Secker, was there, and the operation head, business head, and people and culture head, you can see all in the photos. We approached EPCM method, and almost 98% of equipment we sourced locally in India for this investment. And today, overall project reached about 85% completion. And we reached about 3.7 million safe man-hours with this 85%. And ambition is that to complete this project with full safe man-hours without any incident. And our schedule is mechanical completion by January 2023. And today we still feel that we'll be able to complete it, and commercial production from June 2023. Key raw materials are through pipeline to the site, and we are considering the briquette boiler for steam. These are the few examples where we are putting. We have a special focus on sustainability, and that is one of the key strategy for the Perstorp Global also. Perstorp also supplying many pro-environmental product, and this site also, the beginning itself, we will start producing the pro-environmental product.
Can I just ask you a quick question there? It's a penta manufacturing plant. Could you just, for our audience, explain what is a penta plant? What is it that you're actually going to do?
Sorry, Robin, can you repeat it? Penta plant?
Yeah, what is actually a penta plant?
Okay, this is a pentaerythritol, and the main application here, key raw materials are formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and either calcium for calcium formate calcium. It is the three key raw material, and this is mainly the main reactor. Reactor is a batch reactor, then a series of purification sections, and then drying and filtering and packing. This is the overall chain. And main application of penta, the pentaerythritol in short form, it is penta. It is a different application. It is major is the alkyl drysing for the paint application. It's also used for the synthetic lubricants. Synthetic lubricants, you can see that level 3, 4, and 5. Where normal lubricants are the mineral oil, it is a synthetic lubricants where penta is the one of the part there, and the refrigeration, metal cutting. Also, there are the antioxidant application. There are for ink manufacturing. There are many number of applications.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. And the finished products, which is about a 50% local market and balance to export to Asian countries. And upon completion, about 120 direct employees and then 500 indirect employees. And today in the project, there are about 1,000 plus people are working at the site.
Impressive.
And now we'll come, this is overall the project, and we are coming now where it is. You can see the left top where we are in Gujarat state. If you further on the right, you can see where the Bharuch, the Dahej is a industrial area. So we are located there, and you can see right side a small plot there for the Perstorp site. It is about 700 kilometers from Mumbai.
And can I ask you, was the site purchased from the government, or was it privately purchased, or did you have to change it from farmer land to industrial land, and how did that work?
No, this is in Gujarat government in this area, they declared a petrochemical and chemical investment region, PCPIR region. So this is the ready industrial estate with most of the upstream and downstreams are available here. So there is no need of converting, and Perstorp decided we will purchase only from the government. So it is a Gujarat Industrial Development Corporation, GIDC land.
Very good.
And today, if you see, site looks like this. Okay. And the overall plot, but extreme, you can see the left here. Yes, here it's all tank form area. Then you can see the pipe rack. And this is the warehouse and loading. And then this is entire process area. And then further, it is the third section is the utility area. You can see fire water, raw water, all the process water area and the utility building. Further extreme right is admin building. And what we can see right side is also all contractor station. All this will be moving out. And then front side, what we can see here, this will be a land available for future investment.
And all your plans globally or in regionally, are they designed the same? Is it like a template you move in, or this is a new plan for a new design?
It is a new plant because all the plant, according to the land size, availability, the equipment layout can be the different. Here we got almost a rectangular size with a 600-meter length roadside and about 200-meter width.
Okay.
And there are 3 gates. One you can see here, one the others. This is mainly material gates. And the other one right side, it is for people. And in between, there is a safety gate if some issue where people want to go out. And you can see left side here on the top side, another plant not belongs to us. And this is now already gated. You can see entire compound wall, everything. Here is the one where one of our raw material will be making by the end of this year. They start that plant. And from there through pipeline, we will get the key raw material.
And how is the access to power and water in this site?
This site, we are bringing an express line 66 kV directly from nearby JETCO, that is Gujarat Electricity Company.
Okay.
So directly we are bringing 66 kV line to avoid any type of interference. And we also have a backup DG set if it is required, and then some UPS for the DCS system, data control system.
And this is offered by the Gujarat government to give you a direct line?
This one, if any, as per the policy, if any site requirement is more than 4 megawatt, then they are preferring the 66 kV line.
Thank you. Very interesting.
Now, Perstorp journey is India. We can see, we all know Asia is the fastest growing. Earlier, I covered the need of Penta plant and why it is India. As Asia is the fastest growing region, we know the China major manufacturer. For this particular product, China is a major manufacturing hub for this product. So, and in India, we are even though we don't have manufacturing of Penta in India, but we are the market leader here. We are importing and selling in India. So for Perstorp, the factory field is a green field, but market is not the green field for us.
So this manufacturing is going to be your first Penta plant in India to cater to the local market, mainly 50%, 50%, so to speak.
Exactly, and it is for Asia, we can say.
You can say this, but are you manufacturing in China today, or?
We have but there is no Penta plant. We have some other
Penta plant. Okay. So right. Could one say that given that China is a main manufacturing for Penta and maybe other products, that you chose India because this market suits you better for setting up this new plant?
Exactly, and we are already the local leader now without
Very
having
good. Interesting. Very interesting.
And we put it since 1960, we are the market leader in this product. And as a part of growth strategy, in 1998, Perstorp entered in India through a JV called the Aegis Chemicals, who was folding a small Penta plant in Gujarat near to Vapi, which is a boundary between Gujarat and Maharashtra. Perstorp interest was to rebuild the plant to world-class size with own technology to serve Asian market, but the interest was not same. So in 2005, Perstorp entered shareholding and formed Perstorp Chemical India Private Limited since 2005.
I actually remember this because one of my first events in 2005 with Sweden in the Business Council was with Aegis Chemicals, and there was a Swedish CEO there at the moment, or the MD at the time, and he gave a fantastic presentation. So I remember, you know, we've gone through this story for a while, so it's very nice. But I understand, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And Vapi was a challenge for Perstorp, growing sustainability and care ambition, and hence we divested that site in 2014 and started searching. So in 2017 MOU, where the Swedish Prime Minister was here in the Making India, and our CEO Jan Secker was here in Making India program. So we signed an MOU to investigate and invest in India. So we started from there, and then in 2017 we engaged business student in India to study and propose investment location in India for building manufacturing facility. And then there are different three main layer of the identification of the land. First, for where our downstream, it is mainly, you can see in the picture, Gujarat and Maharashtra, where that are the more 65%, more than 65% of our end customers are that. So we choose to have one of these state. We had discussion with the government authority from the both state along with the business student. And then finally, you can see that some of the filter, what we did it on the right side, I'm not going in detail, but they came out with a location in Saikia. And then we purchased the land and they started different activities, what we put it earlier, November 2019. We did our groundbreaking. But one thing I want to share, that Team Sweden in India and Consulate General Office in Mumbai played a crucial role for successful land procurement and EC permit approval, and as well as the ensuring availability of key utilities. This was our requirement, to ensure the required utilities to be available. And hence we were successful to get almost all the permits, because it is different period of construction, we need a different permit. So far we got everything on time, and then compliance is, but in EC we got it within 6.5 months. Yeah.
So I think this is important because it's important for companies to understand that there are sort of infrastructure knowledge, both within the Swedish Team Sweden India, but also with the Indian government's support. Could you mention something on if you received any support also from local government? You mentioned you were in discussion with them, but is there anything that you could say specifically? They were very supportive in these areas. And I do feel that it's very interesting to understand the parameters down on Europe with the land availability, labor, power, presence, and also if you can mention something on the labor and also management. When you go into the hiring of management for this, have you started that process? How does that work?
Yeah,
many questions at once. Sorry.
Exactly, no issue. For government, it was actually I'm referring the Gujarat government. It was very clean, even starting from the land where because the Consul General Office in Mumbai had very good connection with the Chief Minister Office in Gujarat. And I also participated along with the Consulate General in some of the meeting. So they are also interested to bring investment in Gujarat. So this was one of that when during the discussion. So they gave us few land slot where we can select it. Based upon that, then there was a physical site visit. by considering, you can see different parameters, which including how the incentive, how the sustainability, how the land availability for future expansion, and as well as the upstream, downstream connectivity, utility for us. Because we visited, our top management visited a few of the construction site, few of other companies, and we picked up some of the points. So we addressed that, at least in the beginning itself, after investment, some of the thing what we address, utility should be available. And it is not like that after we see, okay, we can give only this much water and other thing. So we managed to get a written confirmation from Gujarat government. What I could normally, they don't do like that, but they supported us giving in writing that yes, you will get it, so and so things. And EC also, it was in the first time itself, it is approved. And there is my under during the work that they have good respect on the Swedish company in terms of quality, sustainability, and that also worked a lot here.
Oh, very good.
An entire process, it is an online process. Land we can, I am not as a marketing person of the Gujarat government, but I felt it is
It's
online
important.
application, and prices are in the portal, so there is no negotiation, nothing.
Yeah. That's very good. I think it's extremely important message for companies that are considering setting up a plant, that they can get so much information and so much done online, and that it sort of eliminates other questions as well, which is really making it easier for them. I remember also that I'm not sure if it was 2019 or 20, when our chairman on the Sweden Indian Business Council met with your leadership in Malmö, or in your head office, and had a full day session, I believe. He had set up 3 manufacturing plants in India when he worked for Sandvik. So that was a very interesting also role. Could you comment something on the management thinking from Swedish side, and also the process, maybe even if you're sitting in India or you were in Singapore, I'm not sure where you were at the time, but how that was being discussed, and were they heavily involved on putting the plant in India? How did they work on moving this forward? Which support did you get? Was it difficult? Any difficulties also is interesting to understand.
Yes, it's a very good question, Robin. And I'm covering here in this slide that one. And you can see right side picture where in 2019, this is the piece of land we purchased and just started there. And Perstorp don't have any engineering team in India because we don't have a manufacturing site in India. And our investment was based on own technology. We have now 3 Penta running plant globally, 1 in US and 2 in Europe. So we have all engineers from the Sweden. It is our own technology. And we top management visited few construction sites in India to understand the ground feeling, and interacted with different project managers. And the lesson learned we implemented at appropriate stage in the project. So one of the things what we felt is that the many site, lot of focus on the safety, but that focus is coming after finalizing the different service contracts. So safety, there is a cost for higher safety, which is not part of the agreement, but then focus pushing for safety, which is always reaching to a different interest then. So this is one of the things where what we plotted. We develop the model agreement to cover different types of risk, all the procurement, whether it is an equipment, whether it is a services. In the beginning itself, we came out with 4 different model agreement to address the risk, so that when we awarded it is already covered. For example, some of the packages we design, our EPCM design, and the service provider need to manufacture it. Then it is a one type of risk, but certain time we provide the input and the expected output. Then the service provider need to design the entire thing. Then that is a different level of risk. or sometime we will buy the equipment in a fully ready-made condition. That is a third level of risk. So all risks to cover it, we came out in advance for model agreement. And also each agreement, we established as our safety procedure at the site and the ethics. And that is part of the agreement, so that they cannot say that it is not included in the cost calculation and other things. So whatever we learned from different project managers discussion and what the challenge they faced, we tried our best to implement at this stage in this project, and that helped a lot. And Perstorp formed a mixed team of Swedish and Indian team, where today we have the project manager in India, Indian, and I am the project director Indian, but our engineering manager is Swedish, is located here in India, and other engineers are from Sweden as and when it is required, they are coming here. And we engage our EPCM partner is a Norwegian company having their strong presence in Mumbai. And we also formed a high-level project steer-com team with Sweden, from Sweden and India, and the key heads like the operation head and operation in charge, our CEO, our financial controller, they are the part of the steer-com members. And we also engage a local advisor who had international experience for guiding project team. And he's having experience, a European experience. So this was mainly with an intention that to cover what challenge, Robin, you are addressing. So this team then cover the project, and then as there is no operation site, so we need to develop our local operation organization also, recruiting from a real greenfield for the local team.
In this process, were you looking at how did you address sustainability both in the manufacturing and then post probably?
Beginning, whatever it is, the design stage, we estimated what can be, and we compared with our existing plant and where we can bring it, and that is the way few outcome it came out. Okay, biggest raw material, it is formaldehyde. You need to travel a lot. How we can make that? Then we had a discussion with a few players in India, and our requirement is one full plant. So those who have already operating more than one plant in India, so they agreed to buy the land next to our site, and they build a new plant for us to supply through pipeline. And also we all know the formaldehyde plant is exothermic, so a lot of heat generation. We also need the steam from that. So they will be producing formaldehyde, supplying formaldehyde and steam to us, so which we can benefit, a win-win situation for both, as well as addressing the sustainability.
Oh, wonderful.
And similar way, we need additional steam, so we decided we will put a boiler, but it is briquette boiler, because you know the India, and it is the area you can see a lot of agricultural waste.
Right.
So briquette is coming from agricultural waste, that is also will contribute on this, and burning, taking this compressed agricultural waste and using that as a fuel for boiler. And similar way, we are planning to get the solar power for the site, and we need few forklift. Wherever we are, in few forklift, we will be using the electrical operated to people. Those who have, we are continuously talking on sustainability, so that even small thing we can make the changes whatever we use in the site.
Very
and
impressive.
we establish, when key players, there are 7-8 players in the agreement itself, we put our effort to establish a communication profile at a different level in both organizations, with the EPCM, with Perstorp and the key players. So whether it is an equipment supplier, whether it is a service provider, so that the escalation is required, and then the site will get required attention as and when it is required. And this, we have the sponsor for key players. We have the sponsor meeting like EPCM and Perstorp, and as well as the some of the key contractors. Civil contractor is one of that. We have sponsor meeting in a predetermined frequency with the top management. And also in the project, in the beginning itself, we identified and communicated it's a part of the contract, where key milestone and interface. And we impose some penalty on failure of interface failure. Is it, you, Robin, you have...
I was going to say, if we can bring in, if there's anyone from the audience have any questions, please feel free to ask that. I think I had something on... Yes, so this is now in the process of still setting up the plant. It'll be done in January 2023. When do you start looking at building the organization for the next part, meaning operations, selling, and...
Okay, the mechanical completion is, before that I will go through some of the pictures. You can see December 2019 when we started. This is March 2021, and in 2020 we can say we lost majority of 2020 because of COVID lockdown. And then you can see outside where there is nothing, everything is a green field.
Very much so.
And now here in July 2021, you can see some structure coming here and there. So this is we can see extended the hedge where more investment are coming this area now. And this is October 2021. More thing, this is the warehouse area. You can see shelter there.
It's gone fairly quick, don't you think?
Yeah, and after the COVID, when 2021, when we restarted, yes, it went very well. And this is March 2022, where things are getting shape, and you can see here some of the factories are coming up. It's already, some of them are operational.
And during the COVID period, that gave you, or did it give you time to do more planning or have more interaction on, once it opens up, we will do like this?
Yeah, actually, we March 2020, 24th March 2020, lockdown started. And we approached the government because the team engaged there, and then we committed for many contractors. And we got permission to restart by 1st May 2020. But our challenge was that getting the people, the government is approved it for the restart, but we are not getting the construction, contractors are not able to bring the construction people, and also the material logistic issue. And the civil contractor was the key one, and we invested on them for the safety. We had a special safety requirement here. So we already invested for training, and that is the reason where today we reached 3.7 million safe man-hours. And
could you expand a little bit on the training? How did that work, and a little bit what did you more in safety than others may not do?
In this contract, when we are discussing, we included safety manual is one part of the contract agreement. In the safety manual, we clearly, for example, here in right side, you can see, we asked them, because many of the, that is a lesson learned also. People used to transport in an open truck for construction workers. So we told them that we cannot accept that. Either you need to build up a labor colony nearby site, otherwise you need to provide a good bus service. And for wherever you are providing the accommodation, it should be a certain standard we specified.
Okay.
And this is different from many of the projects in India. And that is the reason they leased the land and they put and it is a walking distance. Now they started preparing cooking there itself, so that people can walk there, have their lunch, come back. This is one part. And second thing, many
Wonderful.
people, we are not allowing people to carry the load on their shoulder or head. The contractor need to provide proper a rolling system, carrying system vehicle to carry the material from one place to other place. And if they want to carry, we specify weight, not more than this weight people should not carry. And the similar way when civil, because we know that if the civil we can train it, all other, the second contractor coming in any site, they will follow the first contractor.
Okay.
So the first contractor is a failure. Whatever they do, all the contractor will follow same thing. So focus was that to build that system with the civil contractor, and that we built it, and we have a specific training on the site itself to them, and taking round and advising them. So this type of thing already helped the civil contractor to follow that, and then the top management also, including CEO, had a discussion with the civil contractor owners, and we clearly communicate that interest it was, or support from their top management was also there. And by considering that we don't want to lose this contractor during the lockdown, so we asked them to continue whichever the pace they have, whatever people they have, and later then they can bring it in. So actual stoppage was hardly 1.5 months, but we were the blockage was almost 1 year because of the logistic issue or transportation issue from getting material and other thing. And this is 2022. You can see were the first weeks.
This month, right?
Yeah.
And about 5 months left. And yes, wow. That's very impressive. And now the amount of people working is of course more, obviously.
Exactly, about 1,000 plus people. And here you may not be seeing the plant area. You can see here.
Right.
Because this is a helicopter view, may not be able to see where we are here. Yeah.
And how many sort of in the management for this construction do you have? How many people work directly in management under you?
Because it is under different contract, and then we are given EPC. From our side, yes, we have about, the owner side, we have about 4 or 5 people only.
4 or 5.
But we plan to recruit our local operating team much advanced. And whoever we are taken, we concealed as well as operation experience.
And do you feel that, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so we are getting good support from operation team and then in the project, and as well as then they can operate the plant.
And do you feel that if this entire plan was to be set up for maybe 15 years ago, excluding all the support that you've received now from government and local government, in terms of material, logistics, supply chains, what are the big differences?
15 years, I don't know whether I was not in India that period, but
10, 15, yeah.
Yeah, being India, I can say it will be a big challenge because this area was not developed that much. And the government now, there are a lot of focus after our Prime Minister Modi and bringing down ease of doing business. And today, if anything, it is I am confident I can reach directly to some ministerial level office or CM office, or I can take it. And that is the one of the thing, because still India, we need to, if you go directly, we can end up in a wrong place. So if anything, it is coming and it is a complicated issue, either we are taking the consulate office help and then go from top to bottom. If you approach the government office from bottom to top, we will end up with the wrong place. There is a good chance, yeah.
And when you have, yes, Ola.
Sorry to interfere, but could I ask one question? When you planned the plant and also now when you are producing the plant, Have you taken any precautions for future environment or climate changes for natural disasters and so forth?
Yes, we have taken, and then even now also, I don't know how many companies are doing. We have EC, there are certain conditions, and we need to give update. Even the plant is not operational, we need to give update every 6 months, including groundwater and everything, and we are following that very strictly. We started all, so this will end up. And similar way, effluent transfer, we already get the permit, and they advised us to put it the different type of analyzer, online analyzer, where they can see from their office the disc quality and other thing. Similar way, all the chimney and exhaust system, everything, government in the EC permit, environmental permit, they mention what can be the maximum discharge at a different level. So we have the online monitoring system, which is to be connected to the government authority. So Gujarat, this is falling under Gujarat Pollution Control Board. So they can get it, the online facility on this.
Okay,
Also,
thank you. And if you are exposed to flooding due to heavy rain, do you have any precautions to take care of that?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And we also, there is a dam on the top of this. And some area in the hedge part, we heard it is flooded. And we heard also that another big company, when they were putting in 2012, the project itself and their equipment, everything flooded. So we engage a Netherlands company operating in India to study on this flooding system. And we found before forming this PCPL region by government, one of the engineering company did the study for the formation. They came out with some data. We used that data and the present system, and this company advised us. So based upon that, from road level, our ground level is about 200 mm higher, and from there each equipment level another 450 level. And now the groundbreaking was 2019, and this is 2022. So 2021, 22, three rainy season passed. Our site is not flooded, but outside we can see.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, because I guess there'd be contingency plans for many things, especially given that you're working in a very high technical areas as chemicals as well.
And also we took our entire plant, the world plant, we have a European insurance. So this plant, the site is insured from a European company, but India, European company cannot directly engage Indian company, but our dealing is insured, the site is insured with the European company. And this was one of the requirement also, the flooding and then other disaster management system.
Very interesting. They require that now, I guess, yes. Any other questions from the audience? Nope, on this, okay. Yes, Diva, continue.
Yeah, that's it. This is the last one.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay, so I think the entire plan started somewhere around, well, somewhere in 2014 or something you said, and decision making regarding and also removing COVID, and it's a very decent, I think, and a good plan moving forward, and you've done everything you're supposed to and planned very well. So I think, would you agree that the more you plan, the easier the execution will be? Obviously that it goes anywhere, but in India many times many plans go sideways because of like Ola said, natural disasters or drought or whatever it can be. And but here it seems to have gone very, very well. Access to workers also, and the training is something which we know is very interesting for companies. And you put a lot of effort into training, which is interesting. Is there anything more in regard to training now when you move into the next stage that you could share?
Yeah, because this site we need about 120 people expected directly, and then already about 50 people are on board now. And the balance, some of them we already released the engagement letter. So key people, the site management team, as well as the key operation team, because this Penta plant, it is not many plant in the world. So we cannot get the same plant experienced people to recruit it, but we recruited chemical engineer, and we decided we don't go low qualification, at least a diploma, even in operator also. And for all the lead, the shift in charge, and then our production manager, all we already sent it to our European site and trained. They were there with 2 weeks to 4 weeks. And
that was my other question, actually. How do you use the rest of your companies in the world to engage?
Exactly. And then that all trained, now they are back and preparing we formed an operation project all under one umbrella called UDAN. And that covered entire operational readiness. So we identified each, either it is maintenance, whether it is an operation, it is IT, how many standard operating procedure we need to make it. The team are preparing, and the review and verified from our global team were those who operated the plant. Also during the commissioning were few resources we identified from our Perstorp and the German plant. And they will be here few months to guide our people, train it, and then that is the way we are trying to bridge the gap.
That is wonderful. That's a true collaboration within the companies, also across culture, across borders as well, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any other question. I think we have received a very comprehensive and good overview over the past journey, and it's very inspiring to see how you've worked. A lot of learnings coming out of it, and I guess it is a difference when you make a larger plant and you make a smaller plant, and the complexities of the plants as well, which is why it's important, I think, for Swedish companies and other companies as well to understand how and share upon, I think, experiences and best practices. And this is clearly one of the best practices. So I'm very happy that you actually shared this with us. And if there's nothing else, I think we can actually close shop.
Robin,
yes. Yes, Mr. Dami from the Indian Embassy, please.
Yeah, I just want to make a small comment here. I just want to thank Perstorp for giving this comprehensive presentation, and to note that its engagement in India, the development of the factory, etc., they are moving on very smoothly. In addition to what has been mentioned, I suppose the Swedish Chamber of Industry in India and the Swedish Chamber of Commerce in India and the Business Sweden's office, the Trade Commissioner's office, we collaborate very intricately with each other to facilitate all the businesses and the investments into India. In addition, I would like to mention, for the benefit of the participants and the investors, that there's this organization called Invest India, which is the hand-holding agency of the Government of India. And, I think just in case there are any issues that come into play, one can always reach out to them. They are the hand-holding agencies, and they can not only assist in in the regulatory framework, but they can always assist you in acquiring land or securing any approvals, or at least on the guidance part. So they do a good hand-holding perspective, and it's all the services that are done. They are free of cost. And most importantly here, I would like to mention here that there's a Sweden desk there at the Invest India. So I think people can take, the investors, the businesses can take benefit of that. As in when we have received any issues during particularly COVID, we received some issues which were faced by some Swedish businesses in India, and we resolved them in different states through the good offices of Invest India. So, I mean, this is just a thought. I thought possibly to bring it to your notice. The second thing I wanted to mention is that the Perstorp's Production is likely to be starting, I think, in the beginning of 2023. So, and there are 3 factories of Penta which are already in existence. One in US, 2 in the Europe, 2 in Europe, and this is the 4th one, if I understand it correctly. And as Robin, you had mentioned that, and Mr. Dipakumar has answered to that. The production that will be done in India will be used domestically as well as for Asia. So I just want to understand, like, I'm sure the Penta products which are globally renowned, so they will do very good as far as India and the Asian market is concerned. But what are the future plans that Perstorp is having? What are their, like, this is, I'm sure, not just the end. This is, I would say, just the beginning of the Perstorp story. It's been there for some decades already. So what are the future plans that you hold after once you start the production there? Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. That's good input, and I can only agree. I mean, this Invest India is a very, very good organization, and there is a Swedish desk. So if there's any question, you can always reach out to Mr. Dami's office or to us as well, and we'll help companies to get directed there. But back to Sunil's final question there, the plans forward.
Yeah, there are 2 questions. One is, I missed that Invest India portion. Yes, we also got a lot of help from Invest in India, along with the business student. They also helped us to find the land, and even Invest India people traveled to Delhi to Gujarat that time for having meeting with the Gujarat government. It was very helpful, and also to introduce to Gujarat government and other thing, because this was our first investment in India and as well as in the Gujarat. So it was very helpful from Invest in India also. And second part for Perstorp is our first target is to complete, because this is the first plant in India, established and successful. And what it is in the road line, this is a Penta. There is a specialty chemical coming for dipenta. It is extracting a dipenta, which is a high-end specialty product for many different applications, including the aviation, lubricants, and other things. The beginning, we are planning that mix of this, we'll send it to our European plant and process it. If we are successful to establish, bring the sustainable or quality product and reaching the full production, then maybe 24 or 25 we will start mixed Penta production in India, the site itself. And you can see in the land when I show, there are for future investment possibilities, and that we are keeping there. This will be based upon overall Perstorp group strategy.
So you have sort of extra space to move, expand.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very nice. Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
It's a good one. Okay, so on that note, actually, I think we can say thank you very much to Diva and Perstorp for joining and sharing your story. It's been very, very enlightening and inspiring, and we so much look forward and be part of it as much as we can. We are there to help out, and please join us for our upcoming series of Make in India. We will add them to our website soon, and also to our sustainability dialogues. And if you can, don't miss out on the Sweden India Innovation Day on 27th of October, which is going to be a big day. And we would love to all of you to come there physically as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.